What's up guys, and welcome to this new So You Want to Be French video. Today's video is going to be a lesson, it's going to be about French, but it's not going to be a French lesson, because today's video is actually not really going to be about French, but about French culture. So today's video is going to be a French culture lesson. In every single country, culture, there are des superstitions. Those beliefs usually have really old roots that most of the time come from a religious aspect. Boom! Egyptian gods. Or from the most recent ones. One. You know, the... Today's video is all about superstitions, as French people are highly superstitious. Well, they do believe in superstitions. 41% of French people do believe that drinking their best friend's pee will give them superpowers. What? Those are actual numbers from a really reliable source that I will not give you. What? I'm not a snitch! One last thing before starting the video. I know the intro is way too long once again, but you know, I mean, that's what I do. I want to give a special thanks to two people. The first one is for Nemo. No, not that one. This one. Nemo, no, die, no. Well, him, who's the person who said, hey, you know what? You should try a video about weird superstitions we have in France. And I was like, wait a minute, that's cool. So thank you, Nemo. And the second one is to Solène, my girlfriend, the one that you already seen in some of my previous videos, and if you haven't, what are you waiting for? And why am I thanking her? Well, basically because she's the one who found most of the superstitions, because let's say that I'm not that spiritual. Okay, so now that this is settled, we can finally go to the video. So, weird superstitions we have in France. I hope you'll enjoy. Oh, just one last... Yeah, I know, I keep going, but I promise you that's the last warning. Most of the superstitions comes from old times / religions. So you might have them if we have the same religions. But the first one is a French one, because, you know, it involves bread. And let's face it, we're the only country in the world who knows how to make bread. So, number one, you should never put the bread upside down on a table. Why so, you might ask? Well, basically because if you do, we're going to kill you! But also and mostly because in Middle Ages, the baker was always making one more loaf of bread that he would put upside down on a table. Why did he do that? So that everyone would know that this loaf of bread was for the executioner. Indeed, as you might know, in France we used to love beheading people. I mean, that was something, it was like a hobby. We were just like, oh, what are you doing this afternoon? Oh, I'm just killing a few people. Really? How? Well, beheading. Ooh. And the executioner had to eat because, you know, you need power to be able to behead someone in only one strike. I mean, in those times, even the victims of it were like, please, eat your bread, cause, no, that's okay, man. I can do it. Finish my work. Oh, sorry, man. I should have eaten my bread. Sorry. So yeah, nowadays, putting the bread upside down on the table basically means that someone is going to die. So don't do that! And also, adding to that, we say that the bread hasn't been bought upside down, which means that the money to buy this bread hasn't been obtained through prostitution. What? I mean, that's one of our hobbies too. We like beheading people and going to prostitutes. We're French. Okay, number two. In France, we love dog poop. But only if you put your left foot straight on it. Okay, that might sound strange. We don't literally love dog poop. I mean, we don't eat dog poop, we don't drink dog poop, we don't live dog poop, we don't dream about dog poop. But walking with your left foot on dog poop means that you'll be lucky. Because friends! No, once again, it's a religious belief that comes from Middle Ages. Judas, you know, the traitor, was not only left-handed, but most of the time at the left of Jesus, the Christ, the Indeed, the left was always seen as something evil, directly linked to Satan, Lucifer, 666, Mephistopheles, Beelzebub, Darth Vader. Don't believe me? Well, Anakin lost only his left arm before becoming Darth Vader, and he sliced through the right hand of Mace Windu to save Palpatine. Coincidence? I think so. Nonetheless, I thought I would never be able to put this word in one of my videos. I'm just missing nevertheless and furthermore and Holy Trinity. Let's go back to the subject, shall we? So, why walking with your left foot in dog poop means good luck? Well, basically because that's your satanic foot that is unlucky. That being said, I'm pretty sure that nowadays this is only used because, one, in France there's dog poop absolutely everywhere in all the streets in all the cities, and secondly because you're so unlucky while walking into dog poop, and that's so disgusting that you need to find a way to just feel a little bit better. Number 3. Toucher du bois, or touching wood. That's the equivalent of finger crossed. Once again, it's a religious thing, and just like finger crossed, you touch wood to ward off the spell. But why touching wood? Well, exactly like the finger crossed. You see that? Those are supposed to be, like, you know, religious crosses, like the... Well, when you touch wood, in France, it means that you're touching the thing that the cross is made of. Meaning that you're basically touching the thing where Jesus was crucified. How is that supposed to ward off a spell? I mean, the guy just got crucified on it and just like died. Okay, he went back to life like a zombie. But still, he died on the... So... So yeah, in France, instead of finger crossed, although nowadays we are using the finger crossed, but we say touching wood. That being said, you can also touch your head while saying toucher du bois. Don't ask me why, I will explain. That's basically because it's not that simple to find wood. Imagine, you're here and you need to ward off a spell and you're like, oh no, I can't cross my fingers because it's not really French at the beginning, so I really need to toucher du bois, but there's no wood. No. Well, you might either die of suffering and in a horrible death, or touch your head. But the best thing about this superstition is not the superstition itself, but the fact that French have humor. So some French people have created an answer to this superstition, which is toucher de la peau de singe, which literally means touching monkey skin. And this was created to laugh at people who are searching to touch wood to ward off a spell. They'll be like, oh, I need to toucher du bois, and you'll be like, well, va toucher de la peau de singe instead, and they'll understand that you're laughing at them. Or not. Because the first time someone told me that, I was like, what? Also, which doesn't help, is that the first time someone told me that, this person, and I will not say that it's Solène, but that's her, believed that it actually meant the exact same thing as toucher du bois. That doesn't really help the understanding. Okay, fourth one. Us French are salty people. Which means that we needed a superstition with salt. Of course, as all our superstition, it needs some prerequisites. The first one is that the salt needs to be sea salt. It also needs to be refined and comes from only one specific sea, which is the Mediterranean Sea. It also needs to have a certain percentage of iodine. And if you believed what I just said, I can't do anything for you anymore. No, but more seriously, we have two superstitions that are linked to the salt. The first one is that if you spill salt on the table, well, you're good for bad luck. But the good thing is that the second one is the cure to this bad luck. And what you just need to do is throw salt over your left shoulder. Yeah. But why? Why is that? Well, basically because when you go back once again to the old ages, even before Middle Age for this one, the salt was something really scarce. At one time, salt was even worth more than gold. I actually have absolutely no idea if what I just said is true. But it was something really expensive, and when you were exchanging stuff Like you were like, hey, look at that, I have salt. And everyone would be like, what? I'll give you my heart for it! And you were like, yes. So obviously, spilling salt is seen as bad luck, because you're spilling something that used to be super duper expensive. But why throwing it over your left shoulder would mean good luck? Well, I don't know. But I assume once again that it has something like, you know, if you just like launch the salt over your left shoulder, it goes straight into the eyes of Satan, and Satan will be like, oh no, I don't see anything, that's not a pepper spray, that's a salt spray, ah, I'm dying, and then you're lucky. Honestly, I see no other possibilities. I think it's pretty cool. You're just like, ha, I'm blinding you, Satan. Okay, and now let's go to the fifth one, the last but not least. I mean, Solen found 1,000 more, but, you know, we will stick with 5 in this video just to take the temperature. And if you guys enjoyed, then I might do a part 2. What about that? That was cringy. So the fifth one, I know that it might be in several cultures / countries, but I truly love this one, and especially since I know from where it comes from. And it's the fact that if you go under a ladder, bad luck. But why so? Well, first off, because it's unsafe. I like it because of one of its 2 origin stories. The first one is actually pretty basic. That's just the fact that, well, I told you, in France we love to behead people, we also love to go to the prostitutes, but we also like to hang people. I know, we're full of amazing hobbies, but that's not the subject. The thing is, to go to the gallows, there was always a ladder. And it's said that there were only 2 ways to go up the gallows. The first one was to go straight to the ladder, up, down. That was what the executioner did. The second one was to go around the ladder, but you couldn't go around this way. You needed to go underneath the ladder. Why so? Absolutely no idea. That being said, all the people who were supposed to get well, had to go under the ladder before getting up, meaning that now if you pass under a ladder, you know, it's sign of death. But that's not the cool origin story. I mean, that's kinda depressing. Although, if you think about it, look at our hobbies. Beheading, hanging, and going to prostitutes. You see the link? You don't see it? Well, let me tell you. When you behead someone, the person is dead. Exactly. The second one is going to prostitutes. Well, when you go to the prostitutes, you have a boner. See where I'm going? No? Well, it has been proven that most people who were dead by hanging ended up with a boner. Exactly! So death by hanging is the combo between going to the prostitute and getting beheaded. But even with that, it is not the cool origin. The cool origin is the fact that the triangle Illuminati between the ladder, the wall, and the ground is the sign of cucumber. It's the Holy Trinity! So basically when you're getting through this triangle, you're penetrating God. Ah bah, les voies du Seigneur sont peut-être impénétrables, mais son cul... So yeah, you know, the big cucumber might not really like you getting into him. So going through this triangle is not something people would recommend you to do. What's the ladder? And that's it with those 5 weird French superstitions. So please tell me in the comments below if you like them. And also, I had an idea. Well, actually I didn't. Someone had an idea and told me about this idea, and I found that this idea was a really good idea. So I'm talking to you about this idea because I think it could be a great idea for a future video. So if you have any questions about French or France, please tell them in the comments below, and I will make a video with all your questions and I will answer, obviously, because if I just put the questions, that's like there's no point of that. So I will answer to all your questions into one big French Q&A, and that could be freaking amazing because we will do that all together, and I think it's great. So yeah, and so all that to say that I'm done now with the video, and well, you all know how it will end. Putain! And this is the end of 5 weird superstitions we have in French. Oh my cucumber, you started from the left! What? No, Satan! I hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to put a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe to my channel. Go follow me on all my social medias, because if you don't do that, Satan is going to take my soul! You can also support me on Patreon, because I need this money to get back my soul! And no matter what happens, I will see you in my next video, if Satan wants. Have an amazing, wonderful day. Don't forget to smile, and bye-bye!